A very good evening and heartiest welcome to all fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and district officers to the meeting number 360, which also happens to be the anniversary of Bombay Toastmaster. I am Sunaina Nagar, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I know you all have one eye fixated on the IPL options and want to know which player is going to be a millionaire overnight. Let me assure you, you are going to enjoy this meeting more than any IPL match. But before we begin, I would like to lay some ground rules to be meticulously followed for this online meeting. First and foremost, requesting all to rename themselves. All Toastmaster can prefix TM to their name and guest can use prefix guest. I will also request all the speakers and role players to prefix the respective role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. Please take 10 seconds for this activity. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Requesting all to kindly refrain from typing in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it can be distracting. However, you are always welcome to use the private chat to provide feedback. All are requested to keep their audio on mute when they are not speaking and not to click on share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. Okay, with the ground rules of the meeting in place, I would like to begin with the mission of our club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. On this special occasion of the anniversary of Bombay Toastmasters, we have come up with an anthem of our club. Yes, you heard it right. Our own anthem. Let's hear it out. We march, we march, we march, march and march. We just march on. Vibrant and vigorous, eminent and radiant, stoic and strong, makings of fine, grand and glamorous, articulators and orators. We are BTM, 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 Bombay Toastmasters Club. Satire, speeches, stories, tall tales, table topics are told. Principled principles, mentor of mentors, flag bearers of all clubs. We are trendsetters, patrons, patoned, initiators of more clubs. We are BTM, 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 Bombay Toastmasters Club. Stalwarts, leader, dynamic dynamism. Kinetic force we are, innovative, inspiring, sincere and eloquent, cooperative and creative. Leading, lending, supportive, committed, creative we are. We are BTM, 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 Bombay Toastmasters Club. Now, I would like to call upon someone who is a member of this club for last 10 years and she is super excited for this meeting as she was for her first meeting 10 years back. She is somebody who has always motivated all club members to take up new roles and actively participate. She has been Secretary, VP Education, and President twice. Yes, the presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Pratibha Kamath. Toastmaster Pratibha Kamath.
Thank you. Thank you, Surena. Happy 14th anniversary. And with this anniversary wishes, I open the meeting. We welcome all the members and our district director, distinguished Toastmaster Mukta, on this occasion. A very warm welcome. This is a special meeting where you will see that our founder member of this club along with a newest member who will be presenting today, our icebreaker. And not only that, all these 14 years were special for Bombay Toastmasters. Every year, something or the other we used to achieve, and we are still achieving. There were, say, various changes in these 14 years. Today, when we meet our old members of Bombay Toastmasters, they always ask, how is Bombay Toastmaster? How is this one? And they are surprised that few members are still continuing the second Saturday ritual for us. That is attending the meeting regularly. Even I am doing this for last 10 years. And I'm always finding something new to learn, something to enjoy. And this Saturdays, only Bombay Toastmasters made it special. On this occasion, I would like to invite our district director, who is Toastmaster for more than 15 years. And she's specially interested in traveling, reading, and a true servant leadership follower, I'll say. So please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Mukta for her encouraging words. Distinguished Toastmaster Mukta, the virtual stage is yours.
Thanks so much, Pratibha, Madam President of Bombay Toastmasters, past district officers, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters. A very good evening to all of you and heartiest congratulations on your 14th anniversary. Today, having a rendezvous with all members of the club is a real pleasure, because I can see right from the anthem, which was recited by your Sergeant at Arms, to the opening address by your presiding officer, it took you back to all the memories to many memories that you have shared in Bombay Toastmasters. And today you are going to create even more special moments. Every moment is going to be something that you will remember going forward. And then as you move forward, you will create even more milestones. So from the memories to moments to milestones, I think this is all part of what has been Bombay Toastmasters for so long, where you have led, where you have groomed other clubs to become excellent. And I think as one of the 3 oldest clubs in Mumbai, you certainly have the most worthy position. So today, on your 14th anniversary, I wish every one of you a wonderful journey in Toastmasters. So whether you've been in the club for 10 years or more, or whether you're a brand new Toastmaster, it hardly matters, because we're all here as a family, wanting to achieve more, wanting to help and have great speakers, communicators, and leaders. So my best wishes to you, Madam President Pratibha, to all members of Bombay Toastmasters. I look forward to another successful year that you will have, and soon reach more milestones. Back to you, Madam President. You're on mute, Pratibha.
You're on mute.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Mukta, for gracing the occasion and for those encouraging words. We will always remember you for these encouraging words. Now, let me invite few guests who have joined Toastmasters meeting, maybe for the first time. May I invite guest Pragati? Guest Pragati or guest Saurav? Yes, Saurav, I would like to know how you came to know about Toastmasters.
Good evening, Pratibha. I came to know about Toastmaster from my colleagues in Hindalco, and I was invited to Bombay Toastmaster by Avantika. I have been joining it for like past 2-3 meetings, and I really like to join it.
Thank you, Saurav, for as you have determined that you will be joining the Toastmasters movement. Yes, it is required in today's days.
Yes.
And now, I would also like to invite guest Jina Doshi. Guest Jina, The virtual stage is yours. We would like to know from you.
Hi, hello Pratibha, hello all Toastmasters. I've been recently attending. I attended the previous seminar, which was encouraging, but I had to leave a little early. But I have been knowing about this since a couple of years, and my intent is to join very soon, like hopefully the next month, coming month, or that soon. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you more often and learning a great more. And
Thank you, Jina. You will observe the difference between online, offline to online. And we are
yeah,
also waiting for your joining. Okay, thank you.
thank you.
So Pragati, if you are feeling shy, don't feel shy. This is a learning platform where we become communicative from the shy. Would you like to say something? Arun Mande? Is this the first time Bombay Toastmasters?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
it's my first time, and I have joined on invitation of Praveen Trupale. He's a very good friend of mine,
Okay.
and he has
Thank you.
invited me to join.
Thank you for joining. I would like to ask you about meeting feedback at the end.
Sure.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. And also, I welcome all the Toastmasters from our Toastmasters community from various clubs and welcome them at our 14th anniversary celebrations. So guests, the anniversaries are important, whether it is personal or in the institute or in the professional work anniversary. Anniversaries determine our dedication. Today, Bombay Toastmasters is just completing 14 years. And in these 14 years, I could see so many changes in the Toastmasters meeting, from a starter problem to the passionate speaker. That is what Bombay Toastmasters is dedicated to. Today, on this special occasion, we are having a keynote address by none other than retired Lieutenant Commander Sir Praveen Tulpule. I know the task of introducing our keynote speaker is a great privilege, but it's little difficult also. We read because he's famous, successful, and always known as Happy Uncle. I felt to make the justice for his introduction, why not to play his video? Toastmaster Vasudev, I would like to say you that please unmute the video.
मेरा नाम प्रवीण तुलपुल है। पहले नेवी में सर्विस करता था, अब लोगों में क्लाउन बन के खुशियाँ बांटता हूँ। स्कूल्स, हॉस्पिटल्स, ओल्ड एज होम्स, आज तक तकरीबन 4,500 शोज मैंने कर लिए होंगे। मैं नेवी में बहुत खुश था, पर हाँ, मैं हमेशा ही लोगों को खुश करना चाहता था। या 2000 की बात है ये। कैंसर पेशेंट्स बच्चों को एंटरटेन करने के लिए मुझे बुलाया गया था। मैं गया, बच्चों के साथ खेला कूदा, बहुत ऐश की। शो खत्म हुआ, मैं घर पे आ गया वापस। 1 या 2 दिन बाद एक फोन आया और पता चला कि एक बच्चा उनमें से नहीं रहा। तो वो एक शॉक था, पर यह भी पता चला कि वो बच्चे की एक आखिरी इच्छा थी कि एक जोकर के साथ खेले। और तब कहीं जाके एक थोड़ी सी खुशी हुई कि वो बच्चे की आखिरी इच्छा पूरी करने में मैं कामयाब रहा। दैट इज द टाइम कि मैंने डिसाइड किया कि मैं मैजिकल क्लाउन बनूंगा विद फुल फोकस ऑन ओनली शेयरिंग हैप्पीनेस। लेकिन जब मैं एक क्लाउन बनने जा रहा था तो पहला झटका मेरे पिताजी को लगा और मेरे जितने भी कोर्समेट्स थे नेवी के, उनको झटका लगा कि ये पागल है, बेवकूफ है। डिस्करेज करने की बहुत कोशिश की। किसी पेशेंट को हॉस्पिटल में मिलने जाता हूं तो मैं उसको कभी नहीं पूछता तुमको क्या हो गया। मेरा पहला सवाल होता है क्या हो गया डॉक्टर को, तुमको क्यों बुलाया उसने इधर। वो उनकी लाइफ का एक आधा घंटा है। मैं उनकी लाइफ नहीं चेंज कर सकता उसमें, लेकिन मैं एक खुशी देने का एक जरिया बन सकता हूं। किसी को खुशी देना बिल्कुल मुश्किल नहीं है। अगर अपने पास थोड़ा सा वक्त है तो हम किसी को भी खुशी दे सकते हैं, कैसे भी खुशी दे सकते हैं। खुशी देने के लिए पैसे नहीं लगते।
लोग जो अपने सॉलिड इरादों के दम पर कुछ बड़ा कर जाते हैं, हर रोज मुश्किलों से टकराते हैं, ऐसे लोग इनविंसिबल इंडियंस कहलाते हैं। आईएनएस विक्रांत के फौलाद से बना बजाज वी ऐसे सॉलिड लोगों को सैल्यूट करता है और आपसे अपील करता है कि आपके आसपास भी ऐसे लोग हों तो हमें बताएं। हम उनकी कहानियां देश के कोने कोने तक पहुंचाएंगे।
So I invite our keynote speaker, retired Lieutenant Commander Praveen Tulpule. The virtual stage is yours. And I have also shared the TED Talk link on the chat. Sir, virtual stage is yours. Welcome.
Let me start off with my usual greeting that I have for last many years. I do not say good evening or good morning or anything like that, but my standard greeting is happy birthday. And what an apt day today. Couldn't have been a better day to choose this greeting for everybody here, especially when you are celebrating your 14th anniversary. Congratulations and wish you many more such wonderful, I know how to pronounce that word today, but had I been about 3 decades earlier trying to pronounce that, I would have said Rendezvous or something like that. But thanks to my teachers, thanks to my mom and everybody, now I know exactly or more or less exactly how to pronounce it, rendezvous, right? So that's the word, and I'm really fascinated by that. Thank you so much for introducing that word today. It's one of my passions. And before I start something, I have not here, I come here to teach you something because I'm not a teacher and I don't really know much that I can tell you. But I have learned a few things and I would love to share those with you, or perhaps my concept or my idea of how to be happy. And that is how the happy birthday greeting starts. Happiness. When I meet a stranger or a person known to me, and when I say happy birthday, the person gives me one of the 3 reactions. One is, it's not my birthday today. So I turn around and say, oh, did you hear that? I was actually saying, have a nice day. We shake hands and we are happy. Second thing, he says, happy birthday to you too. Now he's one up of me. And I'm so happy about that. And the third person I meet, a crazier person, more crazy than I am, he pumps my hand so hard that at times I feel it will come out of the socket. That makes 2 of us very happy. And trust me, whenever you wish any day a happy birthday to someone, you are taken back approximately anything between 1 to 364 days back into history, where you recreate all those, the dopamine and other things, endorphins and everything that are released on your birthday and every day. The word happy birthday itself releases those, and starts making you feel happy. I'm sure that person goes home and the first thing he meets his wife or his girlfriend or his daughter or his son, he's going to say happy birthday. And he's going to narrate that entire incident that he's had with me. And then the chain starts building up. Today, a few friends of mine try to catch me by saying happy birthday, even before I say happy birthday. So I have started spreading that chain, and that is one of the basic things that I believe that spreading happiness is very, very easy, very, very simple. It does not really need much money. But being a clown helps. It is like, how do I say that? Now that was a theatrical, so the auditor can note that. Okay, so what happens is, I can buy the best of my costumes, the best of my shoes, the best of the noses that I have, but I cannot become a clown. I can go to any dress provider, any theatrical dress provider, like in India or Mumbai, we've got Maganlal. I can buy the best of the costume that Amitabh Bachchan ji has worn, but I cannot become Amitabh Bachchan. I'll still remain only a duplicate, right? Like I keep telling everybody, it has to be in you. Exactly. I cannot, people ask me, what is it that you have to have in you? I say the magic of making people happy. And how do you do that? So I say, I carry this holy handkerchief with me. No, it has nothing to do with the religion. It has got so many holes. So I call it a holy handkerchief. And this is where I hide the weapons of happiness. Exactly. I can push my fingers inside and take out something that nobody expected would be there. Yes, exactly. That is what I'm saying. It is in you. It is in me. All we need to do is look inwards, bring it out, and share it with people. Yes, if people enjoy it, wonderful. Distribute it. After you're done, you get back something from, yeah, it is actually a handkerchief. Okay, don't worry. And you exactly put it back from where it came. It is so simple. Yeah, you want to see it? It is still there. But you tuck it inside when you go home because you don't want to flaunt it everywhere. You just put it inside and you rub it inside a little bit, and that handkerchief becomes the same again. It is very, very simple, very, very easy to do that. And let me tell you, do not let others ask you the question, do you have it in you? No. You tell them, yes, I can do it because I have it in him, myself. Here I refer to a very great philosopher, Bertrand Russell, right? Some people would have positively heard about him. I do not quote verbatim because I've been in the regimental service for a long time, and being a communicator, it was very, very important that every message is conveyed verbatically so that there's no confusion in the other side. But now I realize that it is the essence that matters in communication and not a word-to-word transcription or a translation. So I do not quote, but Bertrand Russell somewhere said, a good life as I conceive it is a happy life. By that, I do not mean that if you're good, you'll be happy, but that if you're happy, you'll be good. So what did I do? I wanted to be good. What did I do? Any guesses? The first thing I did after stepping out of those white pristine uniform was change my name to Happy. And because now I'm happy, I'm obviously good. There's no two ways about it, right? Exactly. Some people I can see smiling, and that's what I want. I want people to laugh. And if I can offer them a target to laugh at, I have succeeded in some part. Because the next part, how to be happy, is offering other people a target. It is very, very easy to laugh at somebody else's misfortunes. My neighbor comes to me in the morning and tells me, hey, Praveen, I hit the jackpot. I would not be very happy. I wouldn't be happy because he's going to give me a treat or something like that. Yes, but I'll not be very happy. But after an hour, he comes and says, hey, Praveen, do you know something? My dog ate up my lottery ticket. Ah, now that's something to be happy about, right? Because he's gone through a misfortune and time to celebrate for me. No, not really. So I offer a target to people. Come, laugh at me, spare the rest of the world. I prosper mentally, physically, and emotionally, perhaps financially also, when you laugh at me, right? Very, very simple, but I offer that target. And how do I do that? How do I do that? Because I removed a part of a certain phrase that all of us go through at times. We always wonder, before doing anything, we always wonder, what will people think of this? What will people think of me? If while wearing those white, beautiful, smart clothes of a naval officer, a uniform, my own of course, had I given a thought to myself saying, I'm wearing this outlandish set of clothes, ensemble, a big pair of shoes, a funny red nose, yellow hair that nobody else has, what are people going to think about me? If I had stopped and thought about that 22 years back, I would not have been here talking to you. So get that thought out of your mind. People have a mouth which is connected to their brain, but that does not mean that everything that they speak should be given much credence. They will speak anyway. Even if you wear the best of your clothes and walk out, they're still going to say something. So I don't care if they have to point a finger at me, say, hey, there's a clown or there's a joker or whatever, buffoon. Yes, I believe I have given them a relief, and I have spared 10 other people around me the tragedy or the negativity of being laughed at. I love to do that. It's very easy to laugh at somebody else, but to take the joke on yourself, you have to be really, really very resilient. You should do that. Try it. So there I come to the next point of my sequence of happiness is empathy. Like the video said, I did about 4,000 shows, 4,500 shows. That video is 5 years old. So today I must have done more than 6,000 shows. Most of my appearances would be in school. Now, people who have been in school, or even today's generation, or the people who observe stand-up comics, you realize that that particular comic is having a joke at my or your expense in the audience, or at a particular community, or a particular practice that a particular community has, right? They are targeting them to create a laughter within that limited crowd, or perhaps an unlimited crowd on the net, right? I do not subscribe to that idea. With due respect to those people, let them do what they want to do. I'm not doing that. I take this back when I am performing at a school and I have 3 young children standing with me on the stage, or one of the administrators or a teacher there. It will be very, very easy for me to poke a little joke at the teacher and make a laughing stock out of him and let the children have a roaring laughter going around. But then I have lost the respect of the teacher, and no teaching community is ever going to respect me. And most students after a while will realize this idiot came on stage, on our school stage, and made mockery of my teacher. I have lost totally. Similarly, if I am going to poke fun at that child who's come there and call him a monkey or something stupid, it might create a momentous laughter. Yes, it will. That child will carry that name even when he is 60, 70, 80 years of age, even when he attends his old boys reunions or something. He will always be called as the monkey, and he doesn't really like that. So I always feel, if my child was on stage at that time, would I laugh if my child was called a monkey on stage by somebody else and the school laughed at him? I would not. So that's the reason I presume that empathy also goes a big, big way. I'm looking here and oh yes, I have that. The next point is coming up very soon. Yes, do keep your ego a little aside when you let people laugh at you. Yes, because unless you do that, you cannot expect them to laugh at you. So that's what I do. As soon as I wear that costume and the red nose, I get into a character where I'm very clumsy, not obnoxious, but a little awkward clown who doesn't know what he's doing. He calls a boy a girl a boy. He miscalls the colors. His magic does not work until somebody helps him. And when somebody helps me, it works. Because now that child or that parent or that teacher has cast the magic spell, and then my magic has worked. The teacher has created magic. For some time, I have given control of my life to that person. And what better thing to do than that? Ask the married people, men especially, and they will know. Handing over control to your spouse is one of the best things and easiest things to make the other person happy. It is so simple. So I always believe in that, handing over control to the other person and let them decide how the course is going to be decided the next few minutes. After that, you regain control back and that. And of course, saying thank you. Saying thank you, expressing gratitude. While you say thank you, you're not just saying thank you to that person, like that particular person on the tarmac when you board a train or a flight. You're going up, he's standing there waiting to take the tab, the boarding card. He tears it into a piece he retains with himself, the other piece he gives it to you. You don't look at him, he does not look at you, he does not know whether it's a male or a female going up, what. But if at that moment, if you just pause and say thank you, or ask him, how do you do, or how has your day been? You're not just thanking him for that tearing process. You are thanking him, you are actually telling him, hey friend, I recognize you as a human being. I recognize you are here for me at 5:30 in the morning, making sure that I board the right flight. I don't go on the wrong flight. And you're spending time so that I get a comfortable seat and I go inside well. You have said that all without saying anything. And that makes him happy. When you get off the bus, you get off your Ola and Uber, just try and say, thank you, Bhaiya, thank you, whatever it is supposed to be appropriate to your age, and see how the entire atmosphere changes. Even when you get inside the cab, if you say, thank you so much for waiting for me or coming to pick me up, you change the entire atmosphere to a very positive thing. He feels happy that somebody's accepting his presence and recognizing that he's not just a person, he's a particular human being who is there to take you across to your destination. It really, really works. And now that I feel I might be coming close to the time limit that I was given, I need to say just one word, that give and you shall be rewarded. It's always give first, wait, and it will come back in multiples. And since it is the anniversary, the birthday of this particular club, I actually bought you a cake. Yes, trust me, I actually bought you a cake. Yeah, it's not just a cake. Some people are clapping, but I don't know whether you can see it fully, but it's a beautiful cake, and I'm just going to push it a little bit so that the frame is improved. What happens now, nobody likes a dull cake. If I was going to be a clown in white costume, nobody would have loved it. So I need to add color to that. And what a simple way I have to do that. I just have to pull it out, because anything that is inside wraps is always, hey, come on. This is so stubborn, this cake. It almost that I don't want to share it with you, but yes, I can. And as soon as it comes out, it gets color, and all that beautiful, glorious thing that is there here. Yes, that is not the end of it. How do you share a two-dimensional cake with somebody? You got to make them happy. And the only way that I know how to make it happy is lay it on the table. But that's a flat cake, and I'm not good really at just keeping it on the table. So I'm going to share the cake with you here. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, everybody. And that's my cake, a beautiful cake for all of us. We are going to have a wonderful time some other time. In reality, right now, I would love to thank Pratibha ji for allowing me to spend a few minutes with you, and everybody else to be so nice to me. And I come back again. Then das wooz was wonderful. Thank you so much. I shall be around for any question and answers that you may have now. And Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I shall keep my mic off so that should there be any questions like President Ma'am had asked me, I shall be standing by.
Thank you. So it's time for question and answer.
Yes, hi, this is Kalpana here. Hello, I'm Kalpana.
Hello,
Hello,
Kalpana ji.
Hello. It was very wonderful. I have also written in chat, happiness, not just happiness, it's an overjoyed happiness that I have felt today. I would like to ask you one thing that occurred to me while you were telling me your story. What made you go to the child or children's hospital dressed as a clown? You know, it's such a unique idea. But for you to, you know, give some joy or some pleasure to the children who were, you know, in that particular ward, you know, we all go there, we just have a chat or maybe take some goodies with us, you know, like sweets or chocolates or something that children might be craving. But for you to get that idea of a clown, to dress up as a clown, how did you think of that idea?
Let me come to that. Okay, so it is not my idea. I am not the generator of it. I am not the father of medical clowning or hospital clowning as it is called. Okay, you may have heard about Dr. Clown or Dr. Patch Adams. Now, Dr. Patch Adams actually exists. Yes, Dr. Gunter Patch Adams. Okay, he actually exists. He was, you can watch the movie that Robbie Williams was there, Dr. Patch Adams, and you'll get a little background into it. I did not have this idea at that time when I started this. The story that the video explains in a 3 to 5 second thing, rest of it is a little different thing. So I have had this habit of doing magic and performing since the time that I was in school. So that dates back to somewhere around 1973-74. And it stayed with me as a hobby because fortunately, like most of us, I had parents who allowed me to indulge in it without compromising on anything else. I was allowed to indulge in my hobby and I was given the freedom. In my house, everybody had the freedom to do anything, which I still continue with my kids, and perhaps my grandkids also will be doing that. Anything that is legal and perhaps does not hurt somebody else or me, I was allowed to do. So magic was one of those. I was obviously not going to do stunts at that time, magical stunts. Magic remained with me in my school life, in my college life, even when I was in the Navy. I was an unofficial designation I used to carry everywhere, not a glorified babysitter, but an entertainer at all units. So they knew Praveen would be there for a picnic, a unit get together, an evening in the mess or something like that. You could hand over the kids comfortably to Praveen and safely. There was around 99 or 98, 99, 2000, I started experimenting with colors and this thing. And let me come back to one of the things that I mentioned in the lecture or my talk, that nobody likes an oversmart person. So when I'm showing you magic, Kalpana ji, I'm actually telling you, look, I'm fooling you and you cannot catch me. I am smart. Indirectly, I'm telling you're a dumb person. Right? So sorry, I didn't mean that. So when that happens a couple of times or more, and I start getting arrogantly, blatantly rude that way, I'm not going to be, I mean, you're not going to be comfortable in my presence. Yeah, Praveen aata kuch karke jata, he just makes you look stupid. So I said, let me start doing something where the audience feels connected to me and they start being a part of my magic. That is how I started doing that. My trick started failing. I started calling a boy a girl. They got the chance to correct me. So I had become a little famous in my small community. And somebody, a very close family friend, she called me once to say, Praveen, we are entertaining some kids. Would you come and perform some magic for them? And she also said, if you wear that red nose and colorful clothes, it'll be so nice. That is how I landed up at that particular function, not knowing that I'm going to entertain a bunch of cancer kids. Now, if I may get 1 minute more, I don't know whether I have that, but I shall now. Just imagine that I have fallen sick and you come to me, we know each other through something, and you come to meet me to the hospital. You come to the hospital, you go to the reception, you say, where is Praveen? That lady tells you ward number, bed number, whatever floor number. You come like this looking for Praveen, right? You're not, there are hundreds of patients and relatives there, and you're only looking for me. You come to me, you say, hi, hello, get well soon. Depending on the closeness we have, you crack a joke or say, get well soon, how are the nurses and all that standard thing. Mandatory bunch of fruits you carry for me, you bring them to me, and you go back. Not that you're not sensitive, not that you're blind, but you have come to meet me, and the rest of the entire unfortunate sick population is invisible to you, right? But now imagine I have to go for the first time, meet a bunch of 20, 30 cancer affected kids and make eye contact with them and connect with them. That is daunting. That can, yes, be very scary. And I had two thoughts, that should I take a step back and go ahead, back home, or should I do what my naval career had taught me to do? That if you committed something, go ahead and do it. And that is how I came into this. And then I realized, yes, if I could give a terminal child a little bit of happiness, he wanted to meet a clown on his way out. And if I was instrumental in giving him a little bit of that, I decided I'm quitting the Navy. I have no regrets about leaving the Navy, though I do miss that uniform. I left prematurely. I left at 17 and a half years. I had to forego my pension and other benefits, but I am very, very happy because happy is my name today. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Would there be somebody else, or shall I keep my mic on mute?
Yeah. So thank you. Happy uncle, I will not call, but Toastmaster Praveen also know. So thank you, Praveen sir. It was really, you taught us how a little bit when we go within, we get the what is required for passion. And that passionate happiness, we could today, we could experience that this happiness is not to please others, but it is pleasing your own self. That is more important. And I really loved your journey of happiness. I just have to add
one sentence here, ma'am. Sorry if I'm breaking the protocol. What happens most of the times today is we try to be the best. So our expectations start going up. It's a pyramid, and any place you go, it's a pyramid. It's going to be very, very narrow at the top, and almost one person can stand there and not many, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying don't do that.
No.
But I say put out your best. Do your best. Don't try to beat the other person down, but you should rise up. That is more important. You put in your best, you'll always be happy at the results.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. In fact, I learned this after joining the Toastmasters, that you don't compare yourself to others, but compare with your own self. Make your own self happy first to make others happy. And that is what I experienced today. It was a lovely, wonderful keynote address on this occasion. Definitely it will inspire us. Now, I would like to invite you for launching our second newsletter, which is all about traveling. And for this newsletter, we had a newsletter committee. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Varun, Toastmaster Vasudeva, and Toastmaster Avantika on stage for the launching of our second newsletter in this year with our keynote speaker. Please join the group so that we can launch it. Varun, can you help me by sharing because we have to share the newsletter link.
Yeah, so Praveen sir, if you could check your private chat, I've sent you a link. And
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, and
Can I click on that?
Not just right now. So I would first request you.
I'm a little technologically challenged, so you got to guide me, please.
No problem, no problem at all. So I would first request you to kindly share your screen.
Now, how do you do that? You got to tell me.
In the the bottom there will be a button, share screen in the green. You have to just click on.
Yes, I get that.
Yeah, and now it'll just ask you to share. First option you get, screen. You just select that and then click on share. Yeah, wonderful.
Can you see that now?
Yeah. So now if you can go to your chat and click on the link.
Thank you so much. This is an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much.
And if you could just hover onto your chat. Yeah, it's opening now. You can just walk us through it by clicking on the arrows or scroll it down.
I'm trying to. Please guide me if I'm going too fast or too slow. I really don't know. That is the president's address.
I think little bit faster will do because we'll be sharing this newsletter.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, I thought somebody's going to actually read it out, so I was a little slow in that. Watch out with that. Okay, all right. Oh, lovely. I'm sorry if my clicking sounds a little impersonal because I'm not aware of who's what and not connected with people. So please pardon me for that. I'm just scrolling through it right now.
It's all right.
Very interesting. Nice. Wow. That's interesting. Wait, what happened?
It's all right. It's all right. You can continue.
Somebody who I scrolled through fast is going to be very upset with me. His pictures or her pictures just been skipped, and I'm so sorry for that. I think one more lesson learned today, I should do my homework better.
No.
Bar breakers. Lovely. And that's it.
Thank you, Praveen sir.
I should be saying thank you for that privilege you gave me. An honor.
On this. And really, I learned the way, because I know that half of them you may not be knowing our members, but still you just created the interest in our newsletter, and this is a new activity we have started in this term only.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to request distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair to facilitate our keynote speaker, Praveen Tulpule. So, and I would also like to request Vasudev to please present the certificate.
Thank you, Pratibha. Thank you, Praveen, for accepting to be here and sharing some of your anecdotes and something on happiness for all of us. It was indeed a wonderful sharing of your thoughts. We appreciate that very much, and for the time that you have taken to be with us. Thank you very much, and we would please accept a certificate of appreciation on our behalf. Thank you very much.
Pratibha, I request you to unmute yourself, please.
Thank you. I would also like to congratulate Arvind, who is literally our Bhishma Pitamaha. Today, for 14th anniversary, for 14 long years, right from the day one, he is with Bombay Toastmasters. So big. And Bombay Toastmasters is one of the oldest club in Mumbai. And Toastmaster movement in Mumbai was started by few passionate speakers, or I will say that time they may not be that good, but yes, their public speaking interest was there. Those few public speakers, they started the Toastmasters movement in the year 2008 or 2009, and Arvind was one out of them, and who started Bombay Toastmasters. And we really enjoyed our Toastmaster journey with Bombay Toastmasters, and this we will listen from each and every member of Bombay Toastmasters. So congratulations, Arvind, for making this institution and taking it so high. Thank you very much. With this, I would like to introduce our today's Master of Ceremony, but we call him Toastmaster of the Day. Yeah, with that happiness mood, let me tell you that he is also one of the happiest person of our club. He makes others happy because as a sergeant at arms, he will always open a meeting with a broad smile, and that too exactly on time, and will be making others comfortable. I know it's none other than Toastmaster Varun. Toastmaster Varun, Toastmaster of the Day, virtually the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer Pratibha, for the warm welcome. Once again, heartiest welcome to all Toastmasters and guests on joining us for this special occasion while we celebrate the 14th anniversary of Bombay Toastmasters. This is your Toastmaster of the Day and the ringmaster of today's Carnival. You know what? Honestly, last 10 days have been really tough for me. Actually, the string of disappointment started with 1st of Feb. So, any idea what would have gone wrong that day? Sunaina, any idea?
Budget? You were expecting something?
Yeah, actually. So, here's what happened. Immediately after the budget speak, I call up Avantika, Toastmaster Avantika. I say, hey Avantika, you work for Morningstar, right? So what is the big word on the budget? Will I be able to end up with a little extra savings this year? Tell me some good news. She says, yes, Varun, absolutely. This year there is no limit whatsoever on the amount of savings. You can save as much as you want. My eyes shimmer with hope and I ask her, how's that? She says, it's really very simple. Just reduce your income. The tax expenses will automatically come down. At that point, I remember the famous expression by R.K. Lakshman, the common man. I don't read the budget anyway, but if you can say that year after year, the poor are let down, the salaried class is hit, and it's a sellout to the rich. So anyway, I was feeling down when suddenly my phone just came alive with a wave full of notifications as if it were greeting forwards on a Diwali morning. It was our XCOM WhatsApp group, and just like that, I came to know about our beloved Bombay Toastmasters Club was turning 14 in a few days, and the mood suddenly went from gloomy to festive. And just like the anticipation few days before Diwali, wherein you are excited about the things that you are planning to do during the festival, the exhilaration took hold of me. One evening, after a hearty planning committee meeting, my wife, who was closely observing my cheery behavior since past few days, looked at me with suspicion and asked, quite busy and happy you are these days. What's the matter? Some new girl at work? I said, what? No, Miss Sherlock. It's the 14th anniversary of our club. We are planning the anniversary meeting, deciding on the rendezvous. And she says, oh, now I get it. So it's your girlfriend's birthday, the one with whom you're always spending your Saturday evenings with. So that is why you are dancing around the house like a peacock in the rain. I said, you won't understand. It's a festival for us at Bombay Toastmasters. We are going with full pomp and fervor. And she looks at me and says, very good choice of words you got there. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for this pomp and fervor of yours next week when it's your marriage anniversary. Then we'll see. So not to worry, friends. I'll manage something. As they say, cross the bridge when you come to it. We'll keep you posted whether I'm able to cross it or get washed underneath it. But for now, welcome all to the 14th anniversary of Bombay Toastmasters as we cross another milestone in this beautiful journey called Bombay Toastmasters. So are you guys excited? I said, are you guys excited?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that. Peacock dancing in the rain like excited.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
So, for the benefit of the wonderful guests that have joined us this evening, so that they can get the best out of today's event, let me quickly point out the main attractions of today's evening. As the first attraction, just like the acrobats who perform gymnastic feats at the Carnival with the thorough preparedness and the skillful control, we are also having with us today the prepared speakers who will be displaying their verbal feats that have been constructed according to the pathways that the speakers have opted for. The second segment of today's program is called the table topic section, where the taskmaster of today's Carnival, or the table topic master as we call in Toastmasters, will be throwing at us challenges to test our impromptu speaking skills. In the final segment, the speakers from the first section will be evaluated by our fellow Toastmasters, and just like the magician in a carnival pulls out a rabbit out of his hat, the magician of this carnival, that is the general evaluator, will be pulling out meaningful feedback from this meeting, which we may imbibe in and improve upon in the future meetings. To assist this ringmaster, I'm having a team of 3 key role players who will be helping in making this evening enriching, fruitful, and ensuring its execution in a timely manner. You know, the ballet dancer of the carnival is the one who dances way elegantly, keeping in mind the numerous technicalities of the genre. Similar to that, we have the first role player, who just like the ballet dancer will gauge the elegance of the speakers while they dance with their words, keeping a check on the technicalities of the vocabulary and correct English language usage. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, please welcome the grammarian for today's evening, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Hello, everyone. First and foremost, let me wish you all a happy 14th birthday. I don't have a magic cake, but yes, I hope we were not on a virtual platform, but we're somewhere where we could physically meet and really celebrate it all together with everybody's presence. I am the grammarian today. And here are the rules that as a grammarian, I'll be taking note of. It's my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is rendezvous. The reason I have chosen rendezvous is tomorrow we are having a Valentine's Day. Everybody must be gearing up for a rendezvous. That's all from my side. Look out for my feedback, and I'll be giving my feedback when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. Requesting all to kindly note down the word of the day and try to use it as much as they can in today's meeting. Next up, we have the tamer. Now, just like the tamer in the Carnival who tames the wild beast, this one will be helping us to tame the usage of unnecessary sounds and words and assisting us to reduce the dependence on these wild fillers. Please join me in welcoming the R counter for today's evening, Toastmaster Kunal. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. So welcome, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, especially Praveen sir. You are truly an inspiration for all of us and we are honored to have you here. Now, as an R counter, sometimes we speak in a way like I was speaking now, as we tend to make use of so many unnecessary sounds and filler words. So that precisely describes my role as an R counter. As an R counter, my responsibility is to listen to the filler sounds such as and I'll be also listening to the crutch words such as and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll take a note when a speaker repeats phrases such as and, well, this means, and long and short pauses. I'll give my report whenever called upon by the journal evaluator. So watch out for your and as I'll be cracking them up very well today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kunal. And it's time for me to introduce you to all, the juggler of this carnival. Toastmaster who juggles with the lights, green, yellow, and red. As fast as the juggler juggles with the ball. Be careful with this one and time yourself with his trance. Otherwise, just one miss, you slip and you fall. Please join me in welcoming the timer for today's evening, Toastmaster Vasudeva.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Varun. And rightly said, I am the juggler for today's carnival. And for me, timing is key. And that is what is going to be critical for all our speakers today as well. As if you miss the time, you might actually slip up. So for today's prepared speech section, we are going to first have an icebreaker speech, for which the timing guidelines are 4 to 6 minutes, the minimum time being 4 minutes, at which I will show the green card in my background as follows. At 5 minutes, I would show the yellow card in my background, and at 6 minutes, I would show red card in my background. There are 30 seconds grace period before the minimum time and after the maximum time. For the second speech, which is going to be a normal speech, the timing guidelines is 5 to 7 minutes, the minimum time being 5 minutes. at which I would show the green card as I displayed earlier in my background, the yellow card at 6 minutes in my background, and the red card at 7 minutes in my background. The speaker again has 30 seconds grace period before the minimum time period and after the maximum time period. On that note, back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Varun.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vasudeva, for the timing guidelines. Now, before we move on to the first attraction, that is the prepared speech section, I need all your participation in an activity. So here's what we do. We will all play a quiz. Yes, you heard it right, a quiz. And not any other quiz. It's a quiz to determine who knows it all about Bombay Toastmasters. So here are the instructions. You all need to type in an address in your web browsers of your mobile phones, and thereafter you'll be taken to a web page wherein you will need to enter your name and the PIN that I will provide. Just one moment, please. Some technical issues I'm facing. Please bear with me for a moment. Okay, so I'll request you all to kindly go and type this out in your web browsers, play.quizstud.com, and it'll ask you for your name and PIN. The PIN you can enter 5349 and your respective names. Please. So I'm waiting for the players. Yeah, Sunena is up. Saurav has joined. Chaitya, Avantika are there. Come on. We have Siddhi and Nivedita. Who is Sa? Okay, I guess it's Sunil Agarwal. Anirudh, Vasudeva, Arshada. Come on, guys. We have 27 participants, so excluding me, there should be 26 over here on the screen. Count is going up. Anyone else joining? Pratibha, you're not there? Krati is there. Pratibha, you are saying something, you are on mute. Kavin sir has just joined. Yeah, Pratibha.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Go on.
You are an observer today in the quiz. Okay, 16th of the total participants have joined. So shall we start, or 5349 is the code? Yeah. So
yeah, start.
Kalpana was asking about the code. So Kalpana, you're facing some issues?
Asking me for a code, but I think it's all right. You go ahead with it.
Okay, so we'll start with the quiz. So here are the instructions. So you'll be allotted 30 seconds to submit your response to a question. Now the person who answers the most will win. In case there is a tie, the one who would have answered in the least amount of time would be crowned the know-it-all or BTN. A little disclaimer from my side. The questions are all about Bombay Toastmasters, so the seniors might have an advantage over us new joinees. But even if you were with us over the past 4-5 months, I think you can still make it to the top. And whatever you are going to be asked has been told and retold over the past meetings. So it's the listening skill that is going to help you here. For the guests and the immediate joinees, you are always welcome to guess. There are no negative marks for the wrong answer. So with the rules of the quiz in the place, let's start. Here's the first question on your screen, and the countdown has started. What is the official charter date of our club? Ankit has joined. Ankit has answered. Babu sir has answered. Janvi, Aarti, Kalpana. I'm seeing answers all over there. The number of still 5 people are yet to answer. 4 left. The time is running up. So the correct answer is 1st of Feb 2008. No guys, the club was charted on 1st of Feb. Since we are celebrating our meetings, we are having our meetings on 2nd of Saturday, so that is why we are celebrating the 14th anniversary on 12th of Feb. So 1st of Feb was the right answer. So we move on to the next question. The next question is, here we go. Who amongst the following has not served as president in BTM so far? Ankit has answered already. Kalpana, Vasudev, Chaitya. 5 people, 4 people yet to answer, 3 people yet to answer, 2 people yet to answer. The timings are running out. 8, 7, 6, 5. The correct answer is none of the above. You see, so all have served as presidents. Distinguished Toastmaster Brilliant from 2009 to 2010. Distinguished Toastmaster Arvind from 2010 to 2011. Toastmaster Sunil from 2011 to 2012. Hence the correct answer was none of the above. Let's move on to the next question. What is the exact number of charter members of our club? Now it's a tricky one, I know. Jami has answered already. Seven people left, 6 people left. Time is running out. Come on, guys. 3, 2, 1. I know it was a tough one. Wow, only Janvi and Kunal. I must believe that was a pretty wild guess, isn't that? So you know that was a tough one. But if you knew, you knew. But I believe that the person who have answered didn't also knew. They just randomly picked it. So as per the Toastmaster International site of the official count of the charter members of a club is 25. Little trivia: the idea of Bombay Toastmasters was conceived by just 4 people, 3 men and 1 woman. And our own distinguished Toastmaster Arvind was one of them. Let's move on to the next question. Who was the first president of our club? Come on. 9 people yet to go. Vasudeva, you yet to answer. You have one. Yeah, you have answered. Great. 3, 2, 1. Correct answer. Toastmaster Arun Vishwanath. You know, 50% of the answer I kind of gave it away in the answer of second question. So it was always between Toastmaster Arun and Toastmaster Dominic. Again, bring up your listening game, guys. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following has not been a venue location for the BTM so far? Let's see. The answers are keeping right coming. And the timings are running out. 3, 1. Correct answer. Saint Xavier. Again, Krati and Sunaina. Wow. No, actually, what I thought was I had expected some of the people to be surely bowled over by the garden option, but this actually happened. So we will hear it all out from our veterans later in the later part of the meeting. And from the stories that I have heard, I wish I could have been there in that meeting. Let's move on to the next question. What is the theme of the second edition of BTM newsletter? It's an easy one, guys. Come on. I think all should be able to answer before the time runs out for this one at least. The correct answer, travel. This was easy one. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following options correctly lists out the names of the new members who have joined us in the present month? Okay. Correct answer was C. Now, even if you would have not known this one, you could have searched it for it in our WhatsApp group. So the last question of the quiz, here goes. Which of the following is not amongst the education sessions to have been conducted as part of Thursday Tricks series? Now, it should have been easy if you were actually there for the sessions or have not muted. And the correct answer was C, leader as a coach. So that's it. Let's see who comes right on top. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your participation. And with that, we move on to our first attraction for today's evening, the prepared speech section. For our first speech, I would like to call upon first Toastmaster Janvi, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Anirudh's speech. Now, Toastmaster Janvi had joined us in June last year. Let me ask her, how has it been for her in Bombay Toastmasters? Janvi, what do you?
Yeah, hi. So the journey has been incredible, right? From having literal shivers when I joined and when anyone used to tell me about how about giving a public speaking speech, and then having a incredible journey so far. It has been really wonderful and phenomenal, and I'm blessed to have made friends also along the way. So yeah, it has been nice so far.
Thank you, Janvi. Thank you so much. Myself being the member who joined around that time only, I must say that the feeling is mutual. I'll request you now to kindly state the objective and purpose of the speaker's speech.
Sure. So the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note the timing guidelines is 4 to 6 minutes. I wish the speaker all the very best. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Janvi. And it's time for our first speaker. Please welcome Speaker 1, Toastmaster Anirudh, Burning Desire. Burning Desire, Toastmaster Anirudh.
Thank you for giving this opportunity to introduce about myself. Have you ever experienced a lifetime transformation just by listening to someone? I did. That has changed my life from ordinary to extraordinary. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guests. I'm Anirudh Athopa. I was born and brought up in Hyderabad. During my schooling, I was always below average candidate. I never participated in any co-curricular activity. In my 10th standard, my grandfather told me, Anirudh, you should not be a mediocre student. You should take up challenging tasks in your life. The one thing which is common between you and a successful person is that you both have 24 hours. It is how you effectively utilize these 24 hours will make the difference. Wow, those lines moved me, created a burning desire in me to take up a challenging task. I immediately started working hard for my academics. I saw the outstanding results within first 3 months when I became college topper out of 800 students. With that achievement, at age 17, I was very curious to learn the fundamentals of business, the fundamentals of a successful life. As they say, if you search, you will find. I found a businessman who was willing to help me. I volunteered to work with him without any stipend because it was my burning desire to seek knowledge. At age 17, back in 2008, I was moving from one shop to another shop, asking people if they wanted to open an online portal for their business. During that time, the entire country was going through the digital transformation. My first breakthrough came in 6 weeks. That moment was a very happy moment for me. And all of that experience can be summarized in 3 words: passion, perseverance, and patience. With great aspirations in my mind then, I took up one of the challenging academic course, Chartered Accountancy. On day 1, the faculty asked, how many of you would like to become an All India ranker? I raised my hand. I was the only one among 300 students. I worked hard, extremely hard for my academics. And there was my rendezvous with All India rank 19 in my CA final, All India rank 32 in my CA inter out of 140,000 students. That experience taught me goals are powerful. Moving on from my academic journey to corporate journey, I joined EY, my dream organization. I worked hard and was gifted my first international trip to America for International Interns Leadership Conference. I moved from EY to L&T Finance to learn the basics of corporate finance. Then again, I worked hard, got promoted to senior manager, and again was gifted my second international trip to Bali. I was having excellent career at that time, very happy. However, there was something which was bothering me. I was like a bright and beautiful fish in a tank, which has now outgrown the size of the tank and would like to move to a bigger ocean to experience the whole new world. That thought moved me from Hyderabad to Mumbai, the city of dreams. I joined my dream organization after cracking 6 rounds of interviews. I was on a contract, got converted to a permanent employee recently. Meanwhile, I got married to a beautiful girl, and we are now happily married for 3 years. I love reading books. I love traveling. I have covered more than 75% of the states in India. Very recently, I came across a speech given by Verity Price, 2021 International Toastmaster Speaker. Wow, that speech was amazing. Created a burning desire within me to become a skilled speaker. Here I am today with a journey of 1,000 miles, taking my first step by joining Toastmasters Club. Before I hand over this podium to you, I would like to ask you one question. Have you figured out what is your burning desire? Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anirudh, for such an invigorating speech. In Bombay Toastmasters, we have this practice of giving standing ovation to the speaker post their icebreaker speech. Since it's a virtual platform, can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Anirudh? A big shout out from us all to Toastmaster Anirudh. Congratulations on the completion of your icebreaker. Now, before I let you go, if you could tell us what has been your experience with the Bombay Toastmaster family so far?
So always in my office, I had this thing that people will come up and ask me questions, and it happens regularly. On the spot, something comes up. I take some time to process things. That I wanted to basically improve. So I kept on researching. I came across Toastmaster. I joined my first session as guest, and to my luck, Toastmaster Sunil was the speaker, and that session was on table topics, right? That required spontaneous speaking. So I saw that. I was like pretty impressed. I was moved. I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing. Next full week, I was just implementing one thing that I learned from that session: preparation. In table topics, you require organizing your speech and be well prepared. Within few minutes, I applied that in office. Felt like, wow. One session has given me so much of power. What would happen if I just continue this journey and keep creating Toastmaster as my asset? I immediately took steps. I contacted the VP Education, Toastmaster Nivedita, and I joined the group. This is my fourth session. I'm really enjoying every week. I look forward to this particular slot of the week. This has been my journey, and I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anirudh. Actually, I'm honestly feeling a little jealous. Icebreaker, that too on the anniversary week. Man, it's like a double whammy, I would say.
Privilege.
It's the feedback time. Please take the next 30 seconds to provide feedback to the speaker in their private chat. All right. For our next speech, I would like to call upon first Toastmaster Babu, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Nivedita's speech. Now, let me tell you, Toastmaster Babu is a seasoned Toastmaster who has been associated with the Toastmaster fraternity since early 2000s. After completing his Middle East stint when he came to his homeland, he joined BTN back in 2015. So Toastmaster Babu, if you could tell us what was your first perception of Bombay Toastmaster when you joined here back in 2015, and what did you like most about this family?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Varun, for your very exhaustive introduction. Yes, I must say about Bombay Toastmasters that there were two things. One is that I identified a club which was close to my heart, because I had found a lot of like-minded Toastmasters here, and I thought that this would be the best place for me to be. And also, it was a place close to my legs, if I may call it, because I stay just about a hop, step, and jump away from the venue of Bombay Toastmasters. So I think in all respects, I thought this was the best club that I could be in, and I've been enjoying my journey for the last close to 6 years. Over to you.
Babu, for sharing your memory. Totally echo that statement. Request you to kindly state the objective and purpose of speaker's speech.
Yes. Okay, our speaker today will be presenting, should I say, a rendezvous of her leadership journey and some of the motivational skills that she has probably culled through the entire journey of her corporate life, or Toastmasters, or any other arena that she would choose to. The speech is for 5 to 7 minutes, and I'm sure that in presenting the deliverables of this speech of motivational techniques for leading a team, she will herself be a source of motivation for this entire audience this evening. All the best to Toastmaster Nivedita, and over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Babu. Without further ado, please welcome speaker to Toastmaster Nivedita. Try and trump. Toastmaster Nivedita.
Have you ever experienced when you have done an excellent job then you go to your boss, show that with all that excitement, but your boss taking that authoritative, qualitative, and creative liberty said, can you make it better? A great evening to fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and dear guest. A happy birthday to all of you at the Bombay Toastmaster and to me as well. And thanks to and congratulations to the ExCom for the rendezvous, for the fabulous rendezvous. I experienced this phenomena when I was a brand manager. I was working on a new launch which was due next week. I was about to show the final brand communication to my vice president for the approval. With all the marketeer confidence, I enter in his cabin. My briefing was perfect and I was expecting he will appreciate that. He calmly said, Nivedita, your brand deserves best communication. Make it best. Then next 4 days and sleepless nights, my advertising agency and I were working relentlessly, change the plan, change the campaign. But do you know, the final campaign was so fabulous, appreciated not only by the sales team, but by my customers as well. So if you are the member of this elite club, just consider yourself, people like my vice president are just pushing your limits and making you think 360-degree out of the box and leveraging the best potential of yourself. And the result is that achievement, the sense of achieving something really great, outstanding. When this lockdown, when I became the fit, the credit goes to my online trainer. Because while continuously training trainees like us, trainees like me, what he was continuously motivating us, and the crux of his motivation is what we want is always out of the scope. So, train insane or you will remain the same. So whenever I get tired or I feel like quitting, I remember his words and I go back to my workout. And just imagine, the outcome is I improve my stamina. I can walk longer for a bit faster and better. Then guess what? Then my better half. No accolades, no trophies, no certificate can give me that happiness. The friends are saying you are looking fit, you are looking slim, you are looking young, is just the bonus. Once I was playing a role in a play, in an interstate competition. I was playing a role of an old lady. My director wanted a shot to show a sad emotions through my eyes. Somehow, an old lady and a sad emotion was a difficult combination for me. I was trying my best, but I was not there. At the same time, my friend was traveling abroad for her official assignment for 2 years. I went to her house to say goodbye to her. I saw her granny in tears. My friend was surprised and said, "Granny, why you are crying? I'll be back soon." She said, "Dear, I don't know if I'll be able to meet you again." Now it was a time for my friend to be in tears. I I got those emotions. The shot was ready the next day. I'm thankful for that old lady for my lifetime, to not only for those emotions through the eyes, but giving me the vision to keep your eyes open and observe keenly. You will find the solution for your problems. All these incidences tell me why triumph starts with try. And that very day, I got promoted to be a wiser in my outlook. And now, when I see around people like my maid son, who study hard relentlessly in the adverse situations, scored 85% marks, and dreamt to be a CA, I inspired to be a dreamer. My society security, who works so hard, does his job excellent. In his off hours, he again worked hard, washing cars, watering plants, keeping eye on each and everyone who is going out, who is coming, where children are playing, what is even escaping beyond CCTV camera, and with a still a photogenic smile on his face. I inspired to enjoy my job. My 94-year-old neighbor, a retired physics professor, we call it him a 94-year young boy, because just to stay fit, he climbed the staircase twice a day, meet and greet all of us on the way, and try to stay an active fit. I motivated to live life to the fullest. So when all of these will tell you to try and then achieve triumph, do you believe why try starts in the try is a part of triumph? How many of you do that? Yes, as the saying goes, if you believe in yourself, you're halfway there. So you're already started inspiring those who have not raised their hands. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nivedita, for such a triumphing speech. Now, before I let her go, fellow Toastmaster guests, let me tell you about Toastmaster Nivedita. She joined the family back in 2014 and has served the club numerous times since then, carrying out multiple roles with Sergeant at Arms, Secretary, and Vice President Education. A question for you, Toastmaster Nivedita. Your favorite moment in BTM so far? That comes right at the top.
I just can't forget when I stand in our venue in front of everyone for my first table topic speech, and I was speechless. Everybody was inspiring me to say something, and I still keep on watching everyone, what and how they are saying. Totally unaware about I have to also say something. After realizing that, I prepared hard for my prepared speech, but still didn't won the ribbon. And because Parag was Parag was in the speech and he won the ribbon, but he was so kind that he offered me that ribbon, and that was the best part. And that it's not only the inspiration to me, I feel the belongingness as a family, BTM as a family, and of course, apart from building my confidence as a speaker. Thank you for being being nostalgic here. Thanks, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nivedita, for sharing the fond memories. Requesting all to please take the next 30 seconds to provide feedback to the speaker in the private chat. All right, next up, I'd like to call upon our timer for today's evening, Toastmaster Vasudeva, to kindly share the timing report for the speech section. Over to you.
So speaker 1, Toastmaster Anirudh, took 5 minutes for his speech, while speaker number 2, Toastmaster Nivedita, took 7 minutes 30 seconds for her speech. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vasudeva, for the report. And it's time to rekindle some of the golden memories. And to do just that, I'm going to need some special people to join me on this virtual stage. Let's call upon our veterans and hear their thoughts on this momentous occasion. First up, calling up our humor king, the man who has been adding a dash of humor into our meetings and into our lives over the years. And most importantly, teaching us and guiding us to turn others green with envy by injecting some of the humor into our speeches. He's a motivation to us all. And do you know why? Let me tell you. He doesn't just add humor to his motivational speeches, because he is the one who adds motivational speaking to his humorous speeches. President of the Bombay Toastmasters from July 2011 to June 2012. Please give a big hand for Toastmaster Sunil Agarwal. And it's time to invite the force behind Bombay Toastmasters, the charter member, the one and only, who is with us and is there for us. Therefore, Bombay Toastmasters, since the inception, since 14 years, then, now, and in between. Our cheerleader, guiding light, the torch bearer, President of Bombay Toastmasters from July 2010 to June 2011, and from July 2014 to June 2015. Please give it up for distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. So first question, let's start with the beginning. First question to DTM Arvind. Please tell us about as to how was the idea of Bombay Toastmasters conceived? What were the developments that were going around in the Toastmasters fraternity in and around the city back in 2008 when you started work upon the idea? And most importantly, how did you end up finalizing the name?
I'm not actually a founder member. What happened was I was part of a group on the net, of which Arun Vishwanath had started, and he had advertised there that we are going to start, or we intend to start, a public speaking club, which will be called Toastmaster, which is part of Toastmasters. And at that time, it was only the TCS Toastmasters club that was in existence. Of course, 6 months before we actually chartered the club, there was the Mumbai Toastmasters club. But they were not very active in trying to spread or make new clubs. And we had somebody from the Toastmasters club of TCS who came in and helped us. And we also had a visiting Toastmaster from the Gulf, who's Vijaya Montero, and she only helped us during the time that she was here to help and charter the club. So that's how it happened. So I'd like to correct that I'm not a founder member. I'm just a charter member of the club. So.
And how did that name came upon, or it was decided?
It was decided. It was mainly it was mainly three people at that time. It was Arun Vishwanath, Nazir, and Dominic Costubert who were driving the force. And we also had Parul at that time. Parul is somebody who's now settled in the UK. So, and the meeting I first attended was on the 19th of January 2008, and Parul was the Toastmaster of the day, and she spoke on the subject. The theme was Bombay, and I got carried away with all that was being said, and I had hardly any money in my pocket that day because I had just gone there to see what it was all about, and they wanted members because they were going to send the charter papers. And so I said, I don't have enough money for the membership, but I'd like to give you a token and I'll arrange to send the balance. And that's how I got into the Bombay Toastmasters. And they said, oh, we'd like to have you as a charter member. So I said, okay. And at that time, I did not know what a charter member was, because those were all terms which are alien at that time. But yes, over the years, things have changed. And I've gained a lot of knowledge and know what Toastmasters is all about.
Thank you so much for the fond memories. And next question to Toastmaster Sunil. On public demand, we'd like to know what is the story behind DTM Arvind's nickname, as you all call him Bhishma Pitama. Who coined the term?
Well, the best kept secret. Well, honestly, I think Arvind, would I have coined it?
I think you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did coin it because I saw Christmas in March, and that Christmas was the white hair that normally you associate with snow in December. So we used to say that we were called the Godfather Club because the average age of BTM at that time was about 60. So therefore, we said we are all very senior citizens, and the one who was our guiding light was, the white light of our club. So that's how we coined. And also because you see, the never die spirit of Toastmaster Arvind, which is associated with Bhishma Pitama. So the only difference is that he's been shooting arrows at us and he's been smiling. That's the only difference, but otherwise the name suits him well.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil. I'm sure that must have been the revolution of the century. Fellow Toastmaster, I hope you all were listening closely, because whenever the next quiz happens, it's going to be having a lot of questions from you. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for our torch bearers for their unwavering support and guidance. And a big thank you to you all for the rewind and sharing the golden memories. Thank you. And it's time for the second segment. And for that, let me call upon the taskmaster of today's evening, who will be throwing some challenges your way. And who else would be the taskmaster but the Toastmaster, who is herself the perfect example of multitasking. It's been a little over 1.5 years since she joined the family, and my, you won't believe what is it that she hasn't done already. A level 3 completionist of her pathway, someone who is either busy with some or the other role in each meeting, and has her hands full with new inductees. The creative hand of our XCOM team, who is always ready with some new trick up her sleeve when it comes to trying something new. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please welcome the table topic master of today's evening, multi-talented Toastmaster Avantika. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Varun, for that kind introduction. I really did not know I was to be termed the creative mind in this XCOM team, because the day we meet, I get so many beautiful ideas from all of you. I don't think I stand a chance to be called the creative mind here. Thank you once again. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and all the future Toastmasters present in our meeting today. Once again,
Happy birthday, as Praveen sir taught us today. Are you ready to be happy once again while we enjoy the meeting that we have started with today? This one moment that I may want to share with you all about my past. One day it was when me, Mama, and my sister were watching television and we saw an ad on TV. The carnival in town was on August 8th and would end on August 14th. It read, I and my sister asked Mama, can we go this year, Mom? She smiled at us and said, yes, we shall. And that shall hasn't really come until now. And I am still waiting, my dear friends. Have you all been to any carnival any time? If yes, raise your hand. Have you been? I see Kalpana, Sunena, Vasudeva raising hand. Praveen sir, Babu sir, and Nivedita. Okay, fantastic, Varun, you too. Not giving you a chance though. And the names that I just called upon, let me tell you, I am going to be the taskmaster for you all. The table topics are going to come in sequence to all of you. And don't you remember, Varun just told you that I was the taskmaster, and that's how I picked you up. Amazing. Do not worry. Do not leave the meeting. We still have many exciting things coming up. Please do not leave the meeting. Okay. So for the benefit of guests, let me introduce what the purpose of table topic segment is. So table topics in Toastmaster helps members to practice listening, thinking, and speaking on their feet. The skill of speaking on your feet will help the individual to bring together the thoughts, maybe at work, in career, or somewhere in home or life. To help you practice this today, I have a very few easy topics that can maybe help you to bring together your thoughts and narrate to all of us. But before I really start, I would want to call upon the timer of the meeting today, Toastmaster Vasudeva, to please give away the timing guidelines to all of us.
So the table topic section is a rapid fire section. So essentially all the participants will now move from juggling balls to juggling knives. And the timing guidelines is 1 to 2 minutes, with the minimum time being 1 minute when my background would show the green card. The midpoint being 1 minute 30 seconds, where the background would become yellow cards. And finally, the red card would be displayed at the final time of 2 minutes. Each speaker has 30 seconds grace period. Back to you, Taskmaster Avantika.
Thank you, Vasudeva. I hope that title is just for the day today and not always. Thank you. All right. So I hope everyone is ready and up. So here you go. Once again, laying down the rules for table topics. The way that we are going to have this today is the members who would volunteer for this segment would select a hat from the different hats that I have on the screen. May I please request everyone to kindly mute themselves? We can hear some background noise. Thank you very much. All right. So once again, not being that strict taskmaster for the day, I would like to call upon some volunteers to please put their names in the chat box so that I can call them for a table topic. I have received a nomination from Toastmaster Chaitya as the first speaker. So I shall start with him, and I invite the next speakers to kindly nominate themselves through the Zoom chat. Chaitya, are you there?
Yes, Avantika.
Sure. Chaitya, may you please pick a hat?
Number 3.
All right. So Chaitya, what's the weirdest way you have met someone? What's the weirdest way you have met someone, Chaitya?
Thank you so much, Avantika, for that interesting topic. My rendezvous was with someone when I was just using the washroom, and I was in my boxers. And when I was just coming outside the washroom, I happened to meet him. I didn't know that he was just right there, but yes, I had to face him. He was none other than my I would not want to reveal that. Let me reveal that in the end. So there have been moments where you have faced unexpected moments, but the beauty was, how do you face them naturally and how do you approach them? There have been moments where I had to, where I was not at all ready for those kind of moments, but such moments made me stronger and made me realize that it's okay to have such blur moments and still face them so naturally. So people just feel that it's a natural rendezvous. And again, in life, there have been instances where I had to face such moments every now and then, even in my professional life and in my personal life, where I have had meetings in boxers and still trying to be so confident and face them so naturally and making sure that I'm fine. You know, I'm myself and I'm the best version of myself. So yes, thank you so much. Over to you, Avantika.
Thank you, Chaitya. Thank you. That was a beautiful take on the topic. Thank you. So calling upon next, I have received nomination from Toastmaster Sunena. Toastmaster Sunena, just sharing the screen. If you can pick, just a second, sorry. Yes. If you can pick a hat.
Number 8.
Just a second, sorry. Yes. Can you pick some other, something has got missed here. I'm sorry. If you can pick some other.
Number 5.
Sure. Yes. So Sunena, what if you woke up and discovered you were the only person on earth? What if you woke up and discovered you were the only person on earth? Toastmaster Sunena.
Thank you, Avantika. Thank you so much for the amazing topic. I always want to eat a lot because I am a big time foodie. And once in a life, I had a chance to visit at an altitude of 4,000 feet, where it was almost snow allwhere, like everywhere there was snow. And when we were there, I felt as if we were the last persons remaining in the earth. And the scene from the movie, which was a Leonardo DiCaprio's movie, I felt like we are there in that movie. And it was just 7, 8 of us, and I felt as if we are the last person surviving. And the first thing I said was, what if we are the last person and I'm not going to eat anything and I'll die here only? So my first fear was, what if I don't, like, because if I have to eat, somebody has to grow it and somebody has to get it to me. So I wanted somebody to at least give me some good food, and at that altitude you don't get to eat so much. So I don't want to be I don't want such rendezvous in my life where there's nobody, because I like to talk a lot and somebody should be listening and always hear. I joined BTM because during the lockdowns I had less chances to talk to somebody. That's why I joined you guys. And if you are not there to listen, I don't know what I'm going to do. But yes, I'll be eating a lot, that's for sure. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful topic, Avantika. Over to you.
Thank you, Sunena. Lot of food, all weekend is up. Lot of food and parties to go for. Thank you for that take again. I have also received nomination from guest Saurabh. If we can have Saurabh next. Saurabh, you there?
Yes, Avantika.
Sure. So sharing the screen, if you can pick a hat.
2.
Sure. So Saurabh, if you could be on a reality TV show, which one you would choose and why? If you could be on a reality TV show, which one you would choose and why?
We are very fond of Narendra Modi, I guess. Some are not. But one thing that we like is that he traveled. As we saw, he has a rendezvous with our very own or not Bear Grylls, and he went for an outing. Even very famous actors have went there. And if I were to be have on a TV show, it would be Man vs. Wild. It is awesome. You can go anywhere. You have to do a lot of things, climbing mountains, diving into the sea. Not to skip that, you can even drink water from elephant's dung. Now that might sound a bit creepy, but when you are in army, you are also taught the survival skills and all that. And as we know, Bear Grylls is also an army person. You can learn a lot from him about surviving. And if you are happy in that situations, also you can happy in any place. Now, if you go to that scenarios, waters, diving, survival skills, making boat out of straws, uh, surviving the night with the night owls and all that. If that was the I would love to be there, going out with Bear Grylls, swimming, and not to forget those food hacks. They are not very. I'm a veg, and that would be difficult for me being a veg and those food skills. That's all. I would like to be in Bear Grylls. So that is Man versus Wild. If Narendra Modi likes to be there, I would like to be there. Thank you.
Great, Saurav. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wished I was also an avid watcher of that show, but never mind. Your experience tells it all. May I request Toastmaster Pankaja, if she is there in the meeting, to volunteer for the next topic? Toastmaster Pankaja?
Yes, I'm there. Okay.
Great.
Oh,
Great.
wow. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Good evening. Glad to have you back again at Bombay Toastmasters.
Well, I'm honored. Yes, thrilled.
Thank you. So may I please request you to pick one hat from the ones on the screen?
Number 6.
Sure. All right, Toastmaster Pankaja, your topic is describe yourself in terms of food. Describe yourself in terms of food, Toastmaster Pankaja.
I don't want to drink that. I don't want to drink that. What's this about this kids of these days? But in the olden days, you couldn't even afford to give that to your children. And if you had, say, 4 children, which you would have in a house, then the mother would take, some flour, white flour, add some water to that and say, drink it. Or they would have just a bit of me, say only one small container, small bowl, and we have 4 children, and she would have lots of water into that. And she would stir that and say, yes, my child, please have it for your breakfast. And she would give me to all this 4. And they would smile and say, lovely. I feel so strong, Mama. Thank you. And they didn't know how much of water was put into that liquid, into me. And these kids of today, just one child in the house, and the mother says, oh my dear, I've added Bournvita into that. Please drink. Oh my dear, I've added Horlicks. Oh, come on, I am so tasty, so delicious. I'm not just tasty, I'm fair. I'm fair, and I look very good, and I have that creamy look, which you would just love to have. And then you can make so many things out of that. Some mothers are very clever. You know what? They know the kids don't like to have me in the morning, 1 glass of me in the morning. So what they do, they have, and they add lots of other things into that, and they add some essence, some strawberry essence, and they turn it into that mixer. And then they say, yeah, now you have it. And now they drink it and say, we love it, Mama. And that's me. I'm so adaptable. I can stay in any house and make any kid and any mom happy. And that is me, because I'm so flexible and adaptable. So happy birthday to everyone. And please have me tomorrow morning. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pankaja. That never looked like a table topic, and truly amazing. Thank you so much. May I have the privilege to call upon our keynote speaker for the next topic, please? Praveen sir, would you like to volunteer for the next topic?
Yeah, see, if I do it well, it's okay. Otherwise, everybody gets a chance to laugh.
Yes.
I've got nothing to
Indeed.
lose.
Indeed. We want one more chance to laugh again with you. So yes. Would you please pick a hat?
Something that suits me, perhaps number 4.
Number 4, sure. All right, so your topic is, if you were famous, what would you be famous for? If you were famous, what would you be famous for? Over to you, Toastmaster Praveen.
Okay, so that calls upon a lot of deep thinking. This is not something too trivial to be just spoken in a minute. This is something like what they call a collective squeezed out juice of somebody's entire life learning to arrive at one particular position or a situation where I, as an individual, would like to be remembered and be famous, or not just this life, but my next life and my next life. And if at all I come back here, I should be able to identify myself. Yes, 3 lives back, I was the same stupid guy who volunteered for the table topic, whatever was to be done there, without having any idea of what is it going to be and how I'm going to say, because I would love to be famous always as that one individual who allowed people to laugh at him while maintaining my status, my ego, not bending backwards, not becoming a footmat, not letting people walk all over me, and yet presenting them a beautiful opportunity so that they get a DOSE, dopamine, O, oxytocin, S, serotonin, and E, endorphin, a perfect dose to make everybody happy. That is what I would love to be famous for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Praveen, sir, once again. Thank you so much. So with that, I am receiving warnings from the timer of the day, and now I call it a wrap. So thank you everyone for your participation into this segment. And with this, I've handed back over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Varun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Taskmaster Avantika, for such an enthralling session. May I call upon the timer of the day, Toastmaster Vasudeva, to present his report for the table topic section.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. We all had a very engaging table topic session with great speeches. Speaker 1, Chaitya, took 1 minute 10 seconds. Speaker 2, Sunaina, took 1 minute 40 seconds. Speaker 3, Saurav, took 1 minute 30 seconds. And making a very surprising, very welcome guest appearance, Toastmaster Pankaja, took 2 minutes. And our special guest, our keynote address, and personally the hero for today's meeting, Praveen sir, took 1 minute 10 seconds. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vasudeva, for the detailed report. And now, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it is time to call upon the magician of the evening, the general evaluator, who pulls out colorful speeches out of thin air. Now, I have already introduced him, but still, let me have a go again, if you will, in his style. Okay, ready? Here we go. There is an old proverb, there is no smoke without the fire. And just like that, there is no laughter without great humor. And to create great smoke, you have to create great fire. The man, the magician, who's bringing out smoke out in the audience every time with his fiery humor, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, please give it up for the intense, blazing and energetic Toastmaster Suni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun. As they say, every circus brings its own clowns. And here is your clown, now ready for the final session. And you've had taskmasters, and now it's time for the ringmaster to come and really throw his ring around all the people. I was asking everybody what a girlfriend means to you. Varun, what does a girlfriend mean to you?
I think it was back when I was not married. Now that term is not in my dictionary anymore.
But my girlfriend has been playing a role in my life for the last 5 years. Any guesses?
Sorry, I don't have.
She's playing my ex-girlfriend. And there were many exes here who have been playing their roles to perfection. And it's my job to really bring this carnival to life as we come to the fading light at the end of the session. We had a great session and we are running a little bit behind time. But first, why am I here? Can you ask Pratibha, why am I here?
We wanted smoke and fire and humor and everything.
Okay, and everything, etc., etc. Pratibha mentioned the auctioneer of today's mega auction, IPL. And you know what happened? The auctioneer, huge as ever it is, fell off and is still unconscious. And somebody had to take his place. So Pratibha, next time when you make this announcement, please be careful as it can have very disastrous. But the real fact is, it's a magical day. 14 is 2 days away. 14 is celebrated today. And it is the end of 14 years of Vanvas of BTM as it comes out back to its full glory. And she said, no one better to break that charm that BTM has been enjoying so far. And the amazing fact that Toastmaster Arvind told me, Arvind, would you like to say it yourself or should I share it? Nivedita, any guesses what is that amazing coincidence with the 14th of February?
Sorry, it's for me, it's the Valentine Day. It's a
Yeah. And exactly 9 months from 14th February is 14th November, which is celebrated as Children's Day. This is no coincidence that these dates do matter. So every time you are playing a role, you come to Toastmasters and you are really flabbergasted with so many role players. So Pratibha says, it's always pleasure to have you come. But it's always a bigger pleasure to see you go. So for any speech, any Toastmasters meeting, you remember the Valentine's Day. Let me ask, who can ask? Let me go back to Toastmaster Babu. Babu, do you remember your days when Valentine really meant something?
I dare not think or even utter that word. I've been married for the last, 30 years. Okay. And this particular Valentine word has gone out of my dictionary long back.
Yeah.
I need to redefine what that is.
So Toastmaster Avantika had a beautiful topic, my weirdest moment. So somebody had asked me, how was your romance? I said, my romance ended in a tragedy. You think what? I said, we got married.
I will not hazard that statement, definitely.
But you know, also one thing which Arvind, you will recollect we used to do when we used to date in our good old days, when we used to take her out to a restaurant. When reading the menu, she would lead from left to right and we would read from right to left. Arvind, recollect? Because we were always interested in the prizes. And there is somebody here who's looking not at the speeches, but at the numbers. So let's invite the timer Vasudeva, what the numbers mean to the evaluators today. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for such a bright start to the evaluation segment. So the timing guidelines for the evaluators is 2 to 3 minutes, 2 minutes being the minimum time where my background will turn green. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, it would turn yellow. And at 3 minutes, it would turn red. The speakers have 30 seconds grace period after the red card. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster. A warning to all the speakers who've been eagerly awaiting the evaluation. That an evaluator is one who shakes your hand before the speech and shakes your confidence after it. And here comes our first evaluator, Toastmaster Janvi, who will be really shaking and stirring up things in her bond way. Over to you, Toastmaster Janvi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guest, and Toastmaster Anirudh in person. There is nothing that a belief plus a burning desire cannot make real. A quote by Napoleon Hill. I literally got shiver and chill when I heard your speech. Although this is an online renew, but I'm sure you cannot really see. What a motivational speech. You started by asking the question to the audience. Then you moved on and spoke about how to effectively use 24 hours. That was indeed your burning desire. You then spoke about being a college topper of 800 students, and then fundamental of successful business, that is work even without getting a stipend. Then you spoke about the 3 P's, which was passion, perseverance, and patience. Then you beautifully explained about your CA journey from being the only person when the professor had asked if you want to be an All India rank to actually being an All India rank. That was indeed very motivational. You then spoke about your corporate journey from working to ENY to L&T Finance, and in between having international trips. And now becoming from a contract to a permanent employer. What was more intriguing and was your love for traveling and reading books. That really resonated me. All in all, it was a very structured and a beautiful speech. However, there were a few areas of improvement, which was when you started your speech and when you had asked the question, if you could have paused for a couple of seconds and waited for the audience to respond back, that would have been really been better. The next would be when you showed about your timeline, had you shown with your hand gestures, like from going year to year to year, the audience would have completely resonated with it. It was indeed a very beautiful and a structured speech, since it was an icebreaker. I wish you all the best for your journey ahead in Toastmasters. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janvi. Thank you for that lovely evaluation and speaking, making the fire burn in the belly. When I ask the next evaluator, what does he remember about his rendezvous? So he says, finding a partner is an art, but holding a partner is a job. So let us see how he found the next speaker doing his job. Over to our evaluator, Babu.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Hello, Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and our speaker, Toastmaster Nivedita in particular. What better way of engaging an audience than to ask them a question up front? In this instance, have you gone through the same situation and experience that I have gone through when I met my boss and gave him a wonderful presentation, only to be told, make it better. And with that, the speaker went on to describe 2 more of her personal experiences on how she was pushed, how she was motivated to do better, to become a better employee, to become a fitness freak. 3 wonderful personal experiences which told us a lot about the motivational techniques that has made a lot of difference in her personal life. And what I liked most about the speech was the wonderful messages that came through. One from the trainer who said that train insane or remain the same, or for that matter, if you believe in yourself, you are halfway there. And of course, the one that I liked most was that try is a part of triumph. So I would say that there was inspiration, there was motivation, there was messaging right through her speech. There was also humor where she said that when she got trained by a fitness trainer, she was almost one better than her better half himself. There was emotion when she spoke about the granny. So all in all, I would say that wonderful personal experiences and characters. Could she have done better on the speech? I thought that when you have characters, the one thing that you can always embellish your speech with is dialogues, where when you met your boss and you said, "Sir, I have a wonderful presentation to make," and he turns around and says, "No, not good enough." So I think there was a lot of scope where you could have enhanced the level of your speech. The second most important thing was, while you described about your motivational experiences of how you were motivated, I would have liked to hear more about how these motivational techniques helped you when you motivated your team to do better. Especially the first part where you spoke about the campaign. What were the takeaways from your boss that you incorporated in your own campaign to do better? And the third was perhaps a bit of attention to grammar. While you had some wonderful words like relentless and adverse, there were some parts of your speech where you could pay a little more attention to your grammar, where you used children's or where you said "I inspired" without, where you missed out that "I am inspired" or "I am motivated." And also incidents is better than incidences. But overall, I think you had a wonderful, inspirational, motivational speech, much in line with the objective of using motivational techniques in your leadership journey. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Babu. A man was intercepted by the police as he looked drunk, as he staggered on in the middle of the night. And when they asked him, "What are you doing?" He's saying, "I'm going to hear a motivational speech." He's saying, motivational speech in the middle of the night. What is it all about? He's saying about the hazards of drinking. Hazards of drinking in the middle of the night. Where will such a sermon be given? He's saying, my wife is waiting at home to give it. And these sermons are far and many, most of us have heard. It says that 5 minutes depends on which side of the bathroom door you are on. So let us now request the timer to see which of the evaluators were on the right side of the door. Over to you, timer, Vasudeva.
Hello all, and as I rendezvous with everyone today for the final time, pleased to say that both our evaluators were on the right side of the door. Evaluator 1, Janvi, took 2 minutes 35 seconds, while evaluator 2 just managed to go past the closing door at 3 minutes 20 seconds. And on that note, back to General Evaluator Sunil.
Okay, thank you. I believe today we are celebrating by not having any voting. So maybe we'll just move on. But Arvind, you know what happened today? I called up somebody who was celebrating his anniversary and he was out. And his maid answered. I said, where are they? I think they've gone out. I said, for what? Saying, aaj unki marriage unnecessary hai. Having twisted words and twisted meanings, I once got a dictionary as a gift. And I wondered why. And that person called me, did you like my gift? I said, I've got the dictionary, but I still can't find words to thank you. And to find words in today's meeting, let's have it from Kalpana, a grammarian, of which were the good words and which were the bad, which we'll share. Over to you, Kalpana.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and I hope I don't end up voicing unnecessary grammatical errors here, like, or twist my words or stumble on my tongue. Let me first begin with who used word of the day. Toastmaster Mukta really kick-started off the rendezvous along with Praveen, along with Toastmaster of the day Varun, Anirudh, Babu Narayan, Chaitya, Sunaina, Saurav, Janvi, Sunil, Vasudev. Wonderful. Thank you all of you for using the word. Let me then come down to the good part of it, the good English that was used today. There were words like memories, moments, and milestones, 3M, gracing the occasion. Dopamine endorphin released on birthday wishes was something that I really liked. It's relative or its connection to the word birthday. Weapons of happiness. I've never come across that phrase. It really resonated well with me. Verbatim and verbatically were also two words that I liked. Good life is as I conceive it was a quote that was spoken by our keynote speaker.
Toastmaster Kalpana, are you there?
I think the heat has gone off.
So
she is frozen.
The way some of okay. Some of the words were trained insane, or you will remain the same. It rhymed very well. Triumph starts with try, relentless. If you believe in yourself, you are halfway there. A wonderful quote. There is no smoke without fire. Every circus brings its own clown. There is no burning desire by Napoleon. I'm just saying half the quote of that. And yes, passion, perseverance, and patience. Again, the 3 Ps, the words were used very well. And embellish. Certain corrections and suggestions that I would like to say is, it is required in today's day, could have been better used as it is the requirement of present day or modern day. Communicate to overcome shyness. No, communicate to not shy. Communicate to overcome shyness, but not shy. I would like to say to you, would have been better spoken as, I would like to tell you. The effectively and effectively, I might have perhaps got the pronunciation wrong, but there is always a problem when we have used these two words, effect and effect. Let me tell you the meanings. Effect is a change that results when something is done or happens. And effect is to act on or change someone or something. Leveraging to project your potential should be to leverage your potential. You're looking slim, fit, slim, you're looking slim and fit could have been better said as you look slim, fit. It was a time for my friend. Instead of that, now my friend got emotional. Instead of time for my friend to get emotional. I inspired to enjoy, I aspired to enjoy. That can maybe help you, that may help you. Can and maybe cannot go together. Snow all the way should have been covered with snow. If you're happy in that situation, if you're happy in those conditions, you can be happy anywhere is the right context of the sentence. Resonated me, it resonated with me. That's all from the grammarian side. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana, for that lovely grammatical. So how many millionaires in this room? No hands are going up. Okay, Sunena, you have an entire nagar named after you, right? So there was a person who was posting, I am a millionaire. And everybody was naturally keen to know how is a millionaire. So they said, what were you before you became a millionaire? They think I was a billionaire. And our next role player will make everybody who's feeling like a billionaire bring them down to earth after they remove the extra zeros. And please welcome our accounter, Toastmaster Kunal, to bring you down to earth. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you, Journal Evaluator. To begin with our speakers, Speaker 1, Anirudh, used 2 short pauses, and Speaker 2, Nivedita, used 1 repetitive phrase when she fumbled at trainees like us to trainees like me, but except that both the speakers were flawless and fantastic. Now coming to the table topic session, Speaker 1, Chaitya Shah, used words such repeatedly a couple of times, so take care of that. Speaker 2, Team Sunana, used R twice in a speech. Speaker 3, guest Saurav, used twice. Speaker 4, Pankaja, she was perfect and gave an interesting table topic. And our last table topic speaker, Praveen sir, again, I couldn't find any Anna, so kudos to him for that. And that's all that I had to share. Back to you, Journal Evaluator.
Kunal, this report was like your love affair, short and sweet. So we have had a great meeting of minds in this anniversary meeting, but I'd like you to make a guess who was the most dynamic in this entire meeting. Toastmaster Varun, would you like to make a guess? Who is the most dynamic?
Today it would have been, I have to say, Praveen sir.
Okay, Vasudev, most dynamic.
I would say the surprise appearance of Toastmaster Pankaja, because that was right out of left field for all of us.
Avantika, most dynamic?
Most dynamic, Sunil Agarwal.
The most dynamic was our own agenda. It made so many changes that it was hardly recognizable from the time it started. So my first feedback to you is that if it is going to be so dynamic, it's better don't declare it so much in advance that you are making a running commentary of changes all the while. So I don't think it makes a difference. Those who want to attend would attend anyway. And it would be best to share it just minutes before, so that you are not sending revised agendas that you can't even recognize, who was there initially. Overall, I think right from the Saha who doubled up as the, and I saw new people coming in, it was really dynamic. There was an oblique to Sunana's name, and then somebody else came in as a timer. Vasudeva took it up. So I was just all over, kept me really engaged in a different sort of a way. So overall, I think each role player did a splendid job, and I don't think I have enough time or I have any comments on anybody. Everybody, including the SAR to the TMOD to the tag team, the evaluators, the speeches all went off very well. The only request is that we are unable to meet our time. I looked at the end of the keynote section, we were already 20 minutes behind schedule. So now it's obviously, and then if you ask the LIFO, FIFO system that those who are coming in late to rush up, so there has to be some kind of alert system so that, we are okay to 2, 3, 5 minutes. But if you're 20 minutes behind schedule right in the upfront, then you know that, you've lost track of all the time. And, the depleting audiences also, because people have budgeted maybe 10, 15, but 8 or 5, we are just about the closing. So overall, I think a great meeting, but the rendezvous that you should remember was between the sun and the wind. And both wanted to know who was stronger. They each claimed one was stronger than the other. The sun said, really? The wind said, okay, let's do a reality check. So they pointed out to an old man wearing a coat. They, okay, you go first, said the sun. The sun disappeared in the clouds. And the wind blew and blew and blew. And the more it blew, the tighter the man held on to his coat. And eventually the wind gave up. The sun came gently out and spread its shine. The old man first wiped his brow and gradually took his coat off. The sun told the wind, everything can't be learned the hard way, the pushy way. You can also learn lessons in a gentle way. And in a gentle way, casually, Bombay Toastmasters has progressed through these 14 years. And on this momentous occasion, congratulating all those who have made it happen and handing it back to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Varun.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sunil, for igniting our minds. Thank you for your insightful take on today's session. Let me tell you all, what an evening it has been, BTMers. It really gives me an immense pleasure and pride to be a part of the community so vibrant, a community that has produced so many well-versed, top-quality speakers and has created an aura by setting up a benchmark amongst the Toastmaster fraternity in Mumbai and beyond. Our seniors have been there since the inception, continuing to mentor, support, and guide us in the journey. And if I can borrow a few words from our president, people remember you not by the words you choose, but the values that you bring. And that is exactly what BTM has taught us. So congratulations and thank you for joining us in this nostalgic trip down the memory lane. And most importantly, being a part of the journey. And yes, I'm talking to you all, each and every one of you who are present here today or who may be watching the recording of this meeting later, the past and the present members. It is your contribution that has made Bombay Toastmasters the Bombay Toastmasters. In the days to come, some more people will join and benefit. Some more will continue. Few may leave also. But what matters is that they will remember this bonding forever. They will take these values everywhere in life, and that is exactly what matters. So let's continue to uphold the name of Bombay Toastmasters and wish there are many more celebrations like these in the future. To the journey called Bombay Toastmasters. Thank you, and over to you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Varun. Thank you, Varun. And once again, congratulations to you all for making this meeting successful. As our general evaluator pointed out, we are already late, but yes, few formalities we have to complete. For example, calling the feedback of the meeting from the guests, and the participation certificates will be shared on the WhatsApp to all the participants. Now let me ask the feedback from guest Akshay. Guest Akshay, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah. Over to you.
Yeah. So it was a great session. I think this is my first day and I joined at a very beautiful occasion. It's the 14th anniversary of the Toastmasters. So I got introduced to the Toastmasters concept from my wife. So she is in a Agnel club of Toastmasters. But I'm really looking forward to join this club and learn to be a better leader and a communicator. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay, for joining. I know we had a chat in the morning only, and you joined and participated. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now I would like to invite, okay, the other guest I think left. So Praveen sir, your feedback on our meeting.
Thank you so much, President ma'am, for allowing me to share a couple of more words than I have already shared. But it was a wonderful evening to be with a beautiful crowd here. A lot of articulation that I realized is going on, and I could see a lot of new blood being brought into a club that is perhaps, like somebody earlier said, it was called the Seniors Club or something, everybody being 60 plus. I can see a lot of new blood, which will obviously get more energy into the thing. And I only wish a wonderful future for all of you. 14 is, like everybody says, just a number. May you grow to 114 and much beyond that. I loved the word play by a lot of people. And of course, it's a lovely gathering to be with. I'm always scared of two people in such gatherings. One is, of course, the Sergeant at Arms, and the other person is the R counter. But thank you so much. There were not many criticisms to my talk, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for that wonderful feedback. And with this, we'll close the meeting, and the meeting will be open for the networking. Thank you very much.